Hey everyone, RemanX here, and it's a day later, and I'm going to give you some feedback about these dark promotion credits. Now, I'm not sure how relevant they are to my roster, and I'm having a hard time understanding why they exist. Now, just to be clear, the current system is different for both Ultimus and Ultron. Currently, Ultron can only be taken to 3 red star. And so the cost of dark promotion credits, and we'll get into how to earn them in just a moment. We'll go over my overall thoughts, and we'll go over the actual value they had in my testing in a little bit here. But let's go right to it. So it's 500, 1,000, and 1,500 for red star level 1, 2, and 3, respectively, for Ultron. That's a considerable amount of these dark promotion credits, and we'll get into again what to expect from orbs. And then it's 750 and then 1,500 to take them all the way to 7 for Ultimus. And so we're going to talk about a couple of key things, and we're going to talk about one major problem with the system you need to be aware of right away. All right, so first things first, when you open normal red star orbs, now this is important to understand, the red star orbs now have a right pillar that will reward you with 10, 30, or 50 at these percent rates when there's no featured character in the red star orbs. Otherwise, your rate of acquisition would be 1, 3, and 5 when there's a featured character. So the idea is they want to incentivize you to open red star orbs when there's no featured character in the hopes of earning more dark promotion credits. So that seems like a pretty big idea there. But if you guys notice, well, until you click over here, you don't see that there's a cap of 1,500. So if you haven't opened up your red star orbs, pause, don't do it. Relax, don't do it. Because you want to get to it. I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. You want to make sure you don't go over the cap, because if you do go over the cap, you'll be earning the ever sought after currency called Ultimus credits. Yeah, that's right. Opening red star orbs and getting over the dark promotion cap will now reward you Ultimus credits. So if you had that problem and didn't know where to earn them, well, now your solution is obviously here. So we're going to move on from that, and we're going to talk a little bit about the characters, and I'm trying to understand the vision for this. So let's talk about it. So right now, you've got Ultron up to 3 red stars. So I was actually able to take a test. Inep Esme was actually in here with me, had gotten his Ultron to 3 red star, had G15 on him, and we used them against some of the more sturdy tanks, and also tested them against Doom. And realistically, the overall impression of the power gain was simply meh. In the current meta, he just doesn't fit as much. Now, I'll talk to you what I think Ultron is good for down the road here in a minute. And then we've got Ultimus. Now, Ultimus is something that is probably, some people have built Ultimus and will be excited by this change. Ultimus for me has always been a little bit underwhelming. His kit has always just been a little bit far from great. Yeah, I know, it's an oxymoron. But there were just a couple of pieces of the puzzle that needed to happen more frequently or more reliably, and he would be a phenomenal character. He just never was a character that I would put high on my G14 or G15 priority, because of the fact that I just couldn't find a use for him that was reliable. We did try the Power Armor Ultimus team in the higher level alliances, and they just wasn't able to survive the RNG. That was whether or not you got a crit with War Machine and the taunt went up on a character, and you couldn't target down the character you wanted to when Ultimus's ult was ready. That being said, it's a lot of friggin' orbs to open. These are a lot of orbs to open to get to this level. We're talking hundreds of dollars worth of orbs. to bring these characters up. And currently, there's only 2. So if you're a new player and you're popping red star orbs regularly to enhance your roster, one of the things as a new player you have to find a balance in is when to open red star orbs. Sometimes you'll have to choose whether or not you're going to be going hard on a character because they meet that meta-defining role, like Silver Surfer. So if a character like Kestrel or Silver Surfer is rumored, they're obviously characters that are super power crept, and you hopefully have stored some of your rosters from your daily and weekly progression. That being said, looking at it as a whole, if you haven't beaten DD2 and you're not in DD3 yet, probably Ultron is a target for you. But again, bringing him up in red stars because he is still a significant portion of your roster is something to consider. And I think there are a few people that are in our audience here that will probably meet that need. For the rest of us, I don't know. I feel like unless this expands to characters beyond the Dark Dimension rewards, even beyond Doom, and unless they fix this cap so that you don't flex it out as you're trying to go for the character. I mean, for it to be a hard cap at 1,500 and meaning that you're going to convert to Ultimates credits if you go over it just by popping a single orb if you're at 1,490, makes little or no sense to me. It seems like a frustration point that's needless and would have been much better done via testing. Now, if this expands to other characters beyond the Dark Dimension rewards, if suddenly Beast is also 100, these gold promotion credits convert into another form, well, maybe that'll happen, but that's wishful thinking at this point because we just really don't know what the intentions are here. But for now, I'm not really excited by the prospects of leveling either one of those characters up. I'm going to remain opening red stars for featured characters only, even though I'll be saving, even though there's still some schools of thought that may differ. I really want to hear about it in your comments. Maybe I'm missing the boat here. Maybe I just got it absolutely wrong. I just don't know. I will say this from a differing perspective. About a third of my 7 red stars were from basic orbs. Now, none of them, actually, I think one of them was a featured character. I think we saw that most of my 6 reds were from 4 and above. So the idea is, are you more likely to not get a featured character and it's been a waste of time the entirety of your adventure here, trying to open them up when that is there? And is this a way to supplant our concerns over the 15% drop rate in basic orbs and then accumulating more elite orbs for featured characters? I don't know. Something about this just doesn't feel right. To me, it feels like they might be trying to stop us from hoarding orbs altogether. And they're trying to get us to burn through our stockpile of orbs when it doesn't make a difference at all. It feels a little disingenuous. It definitely feels like a distraction from the end goal of trying to get a jackpot on characters who matter during the small time that their rate is up. So give me some feedback. I definitely don't have all the answers here. I did a couple so you didn't have to, and I'm probably going to sit on a couple of my my dark promotion credits until I really feel like I have to level one of those characters up. So, all right, guys, catch you soon. Make sure you guys leave a comment below.